Hey guys, I'm Nick. I received a ton of questions yesterday and already this morning about the new Old Town Sportsman fleet or series of kayaks. So I got to make a bunch of lures today, right? We're getting bare. I've shipped out a bunch of them. I got to package some, all kinds of stuff. And I want to take a few minutes and I'll give you guys my thoughts. I'll tell you what they did. You can see, if you're familiar with the lines, you can see what they changed. They just merged a bunch of stuff, right? So the new fleet, the new fleet consists of 11 different platforms. Now, one of those kayaks they transferred in from Ocean Kayaks. I'm going to get this stuff printed, set up over here to, well, not print, get it set up over here so I can make a bunch of soft plastics, and I'll go into details about that first one. Now, got some stuff in the microwave already. The first one is a kayak that was produced and put on the market by Ocean Kayak about 2 years ago. I think it was 2017 actually. It was called a Malibu PDL. Now they changed the name, they transferred it, they added some fishing poles. They say they made the rear cargo area bigger, but it's the same hull design. It's kind of shaped like a banana in the front. I fished from it for a few months. I bought one years ago. It was so light, and I was like, man, I might be able to use this. But they listed as agile, and realistically, it spins around so easy. Like you'll stand up, and it just like spin around in a circle when you don't want to. So it's lightweight, it is fast. Don't get it wrong, it was super fast, very, very easy to pedal because the front end is not in the water. It's like way up here. A cool platform. I wouldn't really call it a fishing kayak. Then after that was released, Old Town made the Topwater series. Now, Old Town has taken the Topwater series and the Predator series and merged it into the Sportsman series, which was pretty darn interesting. Why? We could go into details about that now, probably some other time though, right? It's a marketing move. Obviously, they're trying to target a different selection or different group of people, right? The Predator originally, PDL, they advertised it for saltwater, then they moved to the bass fishing, and now they're trying to reach out and touch this bass fishing market, right? So your Topwater 106, 120, and paddle and pedal versions were transferred to the Sportsman series. The Predator MX and Predator PDL were also transferred to the Sportsman series, and they are called the Big Water 132 and the Big Water 132 PDL. It's just going to get real confusing for no reason. Now, going into 2020, they're probably going to start phasing out the Predator and Topwater series. They're probably going to wait till ICAST. Hold on, big truck, school bus. Probably going to wait till ICAST, and then they're going to add some more colors, something like that, like they do every single year. But they did add 3 new kayaks, right? Added 3 new ones. Now, this stuff's about to need to be stirred in a second, so let's do that. All right, nice and stirred up here, good to go. Let it cool down and shoot it just here in a second. Now, the first kayak, the powered kayak in the whole new Sportsman series, the Minn Kota, or what is it, the Sportsman 106 powered by Minn Kota. Crazy names, right? It's cool. Got a little handle right here on the right-hand side and large rudder to help you steer better. Little pockets on the side. It's short. It's 106. It's tiny. I imagine it wasn't long enough to put the Minn Kota in. I imagine it being so short was kind of weird, like to put the iPilot in. That was the first one, 45-pound thrust motor. They say it's saltwater ready because, of course, they do. This is what they got it right. Battery underneath the seat, adjustments for the pedals so you can steer with your feet. Adjustment for like the foot pedals that help you steer your feet, move the rudder. Pretty cool stuff. But it wasn't the only powered one, nor was it the one that was so important or talked about, right? When you move in forward into the bigger versions, you have the autopilot systems in a 120 and a 13.6, a 136. Pretty cool. Let's shoot this plastic and we'll go into some details. All right, we'll let this stuff cool down for a second. We'll pull them out of that mold. I got a lot of work to do today, but I want to get this video out to you guys so you guys can just have the thoughts on it. So the next 2 kayaks I just talked about, autopilot controlled by a remote, has an iPilot in it, right? Minn Kota iPilot, you just drive it around with your fingers, Bluetooth technology. You can hook your phone to it in case the battery dies or you drop it in the water so you're not stranded. You can still steer, all that good stuff. Now, has a big rudder on the back, still use your feet to help it turn. A cool system, right? A system that, man, they hyped it up. They're going to hype it up big time. I've already saw some videos about it of guys doing things that you would never, you're doing weird stuff. It's so cool. But they weren't actually practically using it. So I look forward to seeing a practical review Fortunately, we'll probably get our hands on one in about a month, right? So it's March 5th. About April 5th, we'll be able to get our hands on one. Then I'll give you an actual review of what it would do and if it will work for us. Now, I'll tell you my initial thoughts on it. Like normal, all these products are super hyped up, right? It is a cool design. It's a cool thought, you know, patent pending. Never been done before. And it hasn't, except for it probably has. People have been putting iPilots on kayaks for a long time. It is cool that it's all built in. Now, one of the questions I got was about battery life. What's the battery going to do? Well, it doesn't come with the battery, so the battery is going to depend on what you put in it. Now, if you put a huge $500 battery in there, yeah, you're going to get better overall performance. The spot lock feature is going to drain that battery a lot. It's just part of it. It's going to be constantly trying to keep you in the same spot. It's going to be turning back and forth. It is cool. Now, I watched a bunch of videos because I wanted to see if anyone hooked into a good fish and how that trolling motor would respond. iPilot is awesome on a big boat, right? What it does is it's going to end up turning the boat, and the boat will be down current, and the boat will be pointed into the current, right? Back end down, pointed into the current. That's what's going to happen eventually with the system, no matter what. You're not going to be able to use your feet to correct yourself, and you can't actually go in reverse. It has to spin around all the way 180 degrees and give you full power, or give you power forward, right? Which is cool. But in a boat, a fish doesn't necessarily pull you places. If you spot lock that bad boy, you know, you spot lock that thing right there and you hook a fish off to your right and you set the hook and the kayak pulls, because face it, a 12-inch, you know, catfish, little hardhead will move the kayak, and you get pulled right and you're going this way, that iPilot's going to snap left and yank you like this. That's going to turn the front of the kayak, and now you're going to be fighting the fish like this because it wants to keep you over there. So, interesting thoughts on it. Obviously, we don't bass fish. We are going to be hooking into large fish that do crazy things. And I look forward to hitting a spot lock and then casting over here and hooking a big redfish on purpose and seeing how the kayak responds. That's a true test. And you guys, I look forward to seeing it tested. So make sure you demo it. Now, it needs a battery. So a lot of the dealerships are going to be like, oh, we don't have a battery. Make sure you have the ability to demo it and see how it fishes, because being able to drive something around full speed is super cool, right? But if you can't do it slowly, or better yet, you know, one of the things is the reason the pedal system is so awesome is because you can control the kayak with just one touch the rudder, pedal forward, pedal backwards, very, very easy. With this, you're going to have to take your hand off the fishing reel and try to steer and push multiple buttons, which, yeah, it's cool in thought process, but you don't have enough time to do all those things. And you don't have reverse. So, I mean, you have reverse, but if the kayak gets turned, funny things are going to happen. It's going to be interesting. I'm not saying that it's not going to be awesome. I'm saying that it's going to take some, getting used to, or really understanding how it works. Current's going to move it. It's going to spin it around. I can see it being beneficial bass fishing, but you got to be able to go slow, because I watched a guy hit spot lock, and it put out this huge thrust of a trolling motor, which is going to spook everything in sight. Now, one of these things you look at too is you got all these guys who actually tournament fish. Now, a lot of these guys will strap trolling motors to the back of their kayaks, and they use that trolling motor to get from point A to B. But when they get to B and they want to fish, they put their pedal systems down and they use their pedals because it is quiet, stealthy, and allows them to get places. So I know a lot of people wanted to see them release a kayak that gave you the best of both worlds instantly, the ability to pedal and the ability to go from A to B without wearing your legs out, right? Go there faster, like 7 miles per hour, not 4, but like get there in a hurry. And that was some of the stuff that you look and see that, man, it could be so amazing, but at a max speed of 4 miles per hour, depending on your battery and charge and all these things, I could pedal that. My legs get tired, yeah, but they don't die. The battery doesn't die. So there's a lot of interesting thoughts. You guys should consider that. I could go on about this stuff all day realistically, but I gotta go into this. If you guys want to hear more details about that stuff or the thoughts on it, I'll give it to you. Just, man, I look forward to getting on the water, hooking into a quality fish, and then seeing what happens. The reason the original Predator PDL did so good was because of fishability. It really appears a lot of these companies are more concerned with checking off boxes or, innovating, or we can call it innovating, right? Doing cool things, putting out marketing videos that, talk about the other companies when they really should be driving their own path. And I don't know. It's interesting. I can go on about it 4 days. Fishability. You need a kayak that has fishability, not just a cool function. Cool functions that you drive around ponds or, drive around lakes and, take your kids. Oh, look at this. Show your kids how to drive it, or stand on the dock and drive it around and do random stuff. That's cool, but it doesn't help you catch more fish. And realistically, as a tournament angler or a guy who's going to go fish a tournament or a guy who fishes for a living, and my goal is to put people on fish, fishability is the most important thing out of all of that stuff. Keep it in mind. It's going to make a difference. It's going to help you catch more fish, or it's not. So, got any questions, drop them in the comment section. I look forward to getting it on the water. If you guys have any thoughts or, insight, let me know. I look forward to hearing it. Thanks for watching.